So I'm going to try and record this while my Discord is just on fire at the moment. I've been going back and forth with people in Discord, back and forth with people on Twitter, looking at the Facebook groups. But anyways, I just got back from eating Mexican, by the way, because I thought, why shouldn't my stomach be turned around as much as my head is of looking at all of this? But anyways, some of the contract terms have been released. So it says the full terms haven't been signed, but it looks this is going to happen. 95% likely this is going to happen. 1.8 million per year base salary is what Michigan State's going to pay him, and they only have to pay Tech a little over 2 million. So really probably nothing for them, especially if they are going to pay him 2 million a year and they think this is their guy. His contract with Georgia Tech runs through 2029. He was making, what does it say, 979,000, and it was going to increase every year, I guess, through 2029. So let's put that into perspective, because I don't know how up to date this is. I just Googled this and found it. So don't hold me to it. It would take him from being the 23rd highest paid AD, the 5th highest paid AD in the conference. Virginia pays their AD more. So for people that are like, well, you can't pay these guys, Virginia pays their AD more than J Batt was currently making. North Carolina, Virginia Tech, obviously, Florida State. And he will now be either the 6th or 7th highest paid AD from what I can tell. It doesn't say, I don't know if it's 1.8 flat or what his total compensation is, because that's what I'm looking at. His total compensation might be more than 1.8, but as it sits now, he'll be the 6th or 7th highest paid AD in the country. And I tip my hat to Michigan State. If you think this is your guy and you ponied up the money to go get him, and I do think he's worth it. He's obviously worth it because he's getting paid that. And I get that he just signed a contract in December. He did. South Carolina came calling. We restructured his contract to make him the 23rd highest paid AD in the country. And I don't know what South Carolina was offering him. Well, what's changed in the last 6 months? He got a massive offer that doubled his money. And this is what doesn't compute for me. There's not a single person watching that if you started a job on Monday and Tuesday you got offered twice as much money to go to another company, wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. And everyone I ask that says, yeah, oh yeah, of course. Okay, then why are you MFing J Batt for it? Georgia Tech, because it's Georgia Tech. You should just love Georgia Tech. I guess rules for thee and not for me. So a lot of people saying, just let him walk. I get the most reasonable of this spectrum of Tech fans. Just let him walk. We don't think he's worth it. Then you go down to the bottom of the barrel. I had to delete the video I did before. I was probably a little too worked up, and perusing the Facebook groups is never a way to go. But there are Tech fans that think he's trash. Legitimately think he's trash. These are the same guys, by the way, that will tell you, that will predict Georgia Tech to win 10 games every year. Every single year, we're winning at least 10 games. We're going to an ACC title, and they think Georgia Tech can make the playoffs in whatever preseason you ask them that. But then when it comes to things like this, whatever, he moved clean old-fashioned hate from Bobby Dodd to Mercedes-Benz. We haven't beat Georgia and Atlanta since 1999, 26 years. And by the way, the same people that are finger wagging at Batt for moving the game are the same people that sell their tickets to Georgia fans and don't go to the game. So, hey, I'm not going to that game, but don't move that game I'm not going to. This is the market. So if you're saying, hey, I want Georgia Tech to be I think Georgia Tech should be a 10-win team, perennial ACC championship appearances, and consistently making the playoffs. You know what you need? You need money. You need a lot of money, especially with the way college football has changed now. You need someone that I don't know can raise 300 to 500 million for you pretty quickly. And we're saying let the guy walk. What are we going to say if he goes to Michigan State and wins a national title? Is it still I know what they'll say. He would have never done it here though. That's what some of them say about Dan Ratkovich. I bring that up. Yeah, but he's not that good anymore. Dan Ratkovich was the AD at Georgia Tech. Goes to Clemson when Clemsoning is a thing. No one thought anything of Clemson. They'd win 8, 9, 10 games on a year, and then they could never win the big one. Until what? Until they hired Dan Ratkovich, and he totally changed how they run their athletic program. And you know what they did? They won multiple national titles, including one over prime Alabama. Not any good though, is he? What I'm saying is, for what J Batt injected into Georgia Tech, look at what happened since he was the AD. Right? You raise all this money, and then you start seeing the results on the field. It changes almost immediately. You're recruiting better now than Georgia Tech ever has because you have the money to make offers and compete with some of the bigger guys. You get Josh Petty. You flip a kid from Clemson. It's one of the highest rated recruits we've ever signed. Let him walk though. Again, that you think you're just going to go out there, you're not going to go get someone at the top of this list, or you would have paid Batt that. So you're going to go get another project, another unproven guy, and cross your fingers and expect 10 wins, an ACC title, and a playoff berth. It upsets me because, and there's someone that was like, oh, I don't think it's DEFCON 5 or whatever. It's DEFCON 5 for me just from the response of the fan base, from a lot of the fan base. I mean, you look at the teams at the top of this list. Penn State made the playoff last year. Ohio State won the national title last year. Texas made the playoffs the past 2 years, right? And in a conference title game. Texas Tech just signed the number 1 portal class. Took a guy in Romello Height from Tech. So that's the other thing. Let Batt walk. Batt no good. But all these players leaving are trash too, right? Again, it's directly correlated. Oklahoma wasn't that good, but they're a blue blood. Alabama, need you say more? Notre Dame made the playoffs. I'll wrap it up with this. Again, the reason I really liked Batt is because Batt came in and did things that the old guard Tech people hated, like the naming rights, like moving, clean old-fashioned hate, to inject more money so you could bring in kids like Josh Petty and Tay Harris and Dalen Pinson. And you could retain Buster Faulkner for at least another year. And keep Winky and give him a bump. So we like all that, but it requires an AD that's really good. I don't know what we're going to get moving forward. I hope it's good. Like, I'm still a Tech fan. My heart will never leave Tech. But this, and again, this is what I don't understand from the Tech fan base, why we can't just admit this is not good. Are we going to be a team that just perennially pulls the bargain bin? And then when someone leaves, say they're either no good or they never would have done it here or whatever. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. Let me know what you think in the comments. Y'all have a good one.